Washington has 75% of its students that are economically disadvantaged, and I knew that poverty had adverse effects on students. Last year as a staff, we engaged in a poverty simulation and a school-wide book study, and I think that helped open all of our eyes a little more and give us some direction on where we needed to go to support our students. So, that set us in the direction to seek out, other ways to support students, and that would be in the form of a social-emotional curriculum. And staff members saw the need, they brought that to my attention as well, and together we started going down this path.
Administrative buy-in is really important to start there, and also with the school leadership team, and then from there to get the teacher buy-in with a very thorough training. And then one of the best things that we did was to start with only 3 grade levels. Instead of going school-wide, we decided to try it with some pilot grade levels, and we chose those based on their discipline data from last year. And then the other thing is to find a user-friendly curriculum, something that's really easy for the teachers to use and doesn't require a lot of preparation time.
We started meeting with administration just to talk about the desire to start a core curriculum for SEL. We researched the curriculums, found ones that were research-based. We purchased a couple copies so we could flip through them, narrowed it down to the curriculum that we chose, which is the Connected and Respected and Strong Starts. Then we had to pick the grade levels, and so we did that by looking at office referrals, class dojo percentages. We then planned a scope and sequence of the lessons, which order the lessons would be taught in, as well as when we would be pulling in lessons from the Strong Starts. And then we planned our training.
So for the 9 teachers that are in the pilot program, we did an intensive half-day training, and we really emphasized the importance of SEL, the research base behind it, and the significance, especially for children exposed to toxic stress and trauma. And all of that was preceded by a book study we did last year about students in poverty, and a training on trauma-informed schools. And so the teachers really gained an understanding of how SEL could help address some of the issues they're seeing with their students.
We were big on relationships and building relationships, so we really got to dig deep and learn our students. We have a high economically disadvantaged population, and the problems that come along with that, the things that students bring to school with them. We did the ACEs training and learned more about adverse childhood experiences, and that just opened up our eyes, and I think we've become just a lot more in tune with our students and the things that they're dealing with and the things that they bring to school.
So our classroom teachers teach the lessons every Monday morning. We're doing this in grades 1st, 2nd, and 5th. Every Friday they do a follow-up, which is either a story or a video clip that relates back to the Monday lesson. And the lessons that they're doing are very scripted, very easy to follow for the teachers.
We begin our instruction with the Monday morning meeting, where we have what I call the classroom guidance lesson, where I present the lesson and kids get to share their ideas. And we end with the Friday follow-up, where we have a book that relates to the Monday morning meeting topic. And with that comes questions, which also ties in our reading structure, so it's an all-in-one combo. I want you to think of something. Peace is. So think about what peace is. So just remember my example. I love when my boys say, "I love you, Mom," or "give me a hug," and then they say, "I feel peaceful." So peace is when I get hugs from my children.
I'm peace whenever my sister plays games with me.
Okay.
I'm peace when my dog licks me. I'm peaceful when I go to the zoo. It's
a constant reminder to students of the strategies they can use, the vocabulary we use. It's a constant reminder. When behaviors may exhibit, we always go back to our ABCs of problem solving and our stop, count to 10, breathe in, breathe out, and it's with today's lesson being peacemakers. So anytime there's a oopsie moment, it's a constant reminder to reflect back to Monday morning meeting.
It doesn't matter, like if we're a boy or a girl, we can still do the same things. we have different ways to calm ourselves when we're feeling sad or angry.
What's one way that you calm yourself?
Talking to my dog.
We provide frequent check-ins with the staff. Ms. Stimson, our school counselor, also sends a preview of the lessons every week to the teachers. The scope and sequence is provided in a calendar format for the teachers so they know which lessons they need to teach and which Friday follow-up activities they need to complete with each lesson. We help with making copies just to take some of that extra workload off of the teachers. And then for the younger grades, which use puppets, we make sure that they have the puppets or any of the talking objects that they need to have.
That's the good thing about these lessons is it gives us all a common language to talk about some of these issues. One of the lessons was on thinking traps. We had these examples of what these thinking traps were, and the kids were supposed to choose which one is the one that you fall into. And some of the best journals entries were about that, because some of the kids who've been struggling with behavior issues were saying, oh yeah, I've been blaming other people for my things that I should be taking responsibility for.
It's about helping us be more calm and how to not get ourselves in a bad situation and fix it the right way.
We do different things that help us in life.
The last lesson we did was on injustice, but I told them we were going to line up in order from their birthday, January to December. And I said, so let's see if we can work together as a team to get this done. So they did it, and then I split them into 3 groups. This was all part of the lesson. And I said, good job, y'all did it. Now this group gets 1 Skittle, this group gets 2 Skittles, this group gets 3 Skittles. And they were all ready by the time I got to the 3rd group. It was pandemonium, like how come they get 3? Wait, we did just as well as they did. This person says, I fall into the trap that I'm alone. I usually don't get out of that trap, but I can get out by thinking of a certain person. This one was really good about inequality. This one, he says, I saw injustice on the news where a black person got more time than a white person for the same crime that they both did. And I just thought, you know, they're seeing things in the world, they're interpreting things, and just giving them the space and the room to express what they're seeing and what they're dealing with is, I mean, I just think that's so important.
If you're feeling insecure or you other kids are being mean to you, calling you names and stuff, and you get mad and you start doing it back to them, you need to first calm down and go tell somebody.
I feel like it fosters a more supportive classroom environment for students. I think that it teaches students to look at situations through a different lens, and it kind of fills their toolbox with some ways and strategies to deal with situations and to deal with their peers.
Like when we get mad, we can do stuff like we could go running, we can listen to music, or we can breathe and count to 10 and stuff, so we won't be so angry, and to talk to somebody about what's happening.
And so when that child we would be faced with another behavior issue later, I'd say, is this a thinking trap? Are we in a thinking trap? And so it gives us that common language so that we can talk about it and think about it instead of just reacting and going straight to a punishment or whatever we would normally do.
Can you tell me what a thinking trap is?
Sure. About making it very personal. Her older brother, her mom thinks her older brother made a mess in her little brother's room. So her little brother made it personal.
So making it personal is one of the thinking traps that you learned about. Are there other ones that you can tell me about?
Yeah. Maybe about blame game.
Blame game. What does that mean?
Blame game is a game of blames that makes you think it was their fault. Make them think it was your fault. Because they did something. and you did something.
Okay.
SEL is a great program. As you say, for a teacher, it's not very, time-consuming to prepare. And as you see, students stay engaged in the lesson. And if there's not a Monday meeting, they don't like that. They want Monday meeting and Friday follow-up, and they enjoy it. So it's great.
Okay. That's great. Good. Just first off, with anecdotal data from teachers reporting seeing their kids using these skills, we've also seen a significant decrease in office referrals in first grade and second grade. Our first grade cohort, we have reduced office referrals by 55%. Our second grade cohort, we have reduced office referrals by 74%. And with our fifth grade cohort, we've reduced office referrals by 15%. So we've seen a pretty significant decrease in office referrals. The other thing I think it's important to mention is, there are statistics out there that 1 in 5 children have a mental illness, and 80% of them are not given access to treatment. And for students like that, even though this is not therapy, this provides some training in coping skills, conflict resolution, and so they're able to have access to some level of treatment for some of those kids that may not already have access.
Fourth graders are going to start doing these lessons next year. What would you like to say to them about these lessons?
I would say that'll help you with most of your problems that you're going through, because it'll teach you how to talk to people if you're getting picked on or anything.
It will help you through life and the struggle. And when you need to breathe or something, when you get mad and if you have anger issues and you need it to control you, these lessons are good for you.